We have been living in a highly distinctive era in the history of love since around 1750, which we can call Romanticism. As an ideology, Romanticism arose in the minds of poets, artists, and philosophers in Europe in the mid-18th century, and it has now conquered the entire globe. But no single romantic relationship ever exactly follows the romantic template. Nonetheless, its broad outlines are frequently present. Romanticism can be summarized as being deeply optimistic about marriage. Romanticism took marriage, previously viewed as a practical and emotionally temperate union, and combined it into a passionate love story to develop a one-of-a-kind offer of a lifelong, passionate marriage. Romanticism brought love and sex together along the way. People used to believe that they couldn't have sex with people they didn't like, and that they could still love someone even though without having extraordinary sex with them. Romanticism elevated sex to the pinnacle of romantic expression. Frequent, mutually rewarding sex became a barometer of a relationship's health. Without intending to, Romanticism turned infrequent sex and adultery into disasters. True love, according to Romanticism, must mean the end of all loneliness. It promised that the right partner would completely understand us without even speaking to us. They would protect our souls. Romantics place a high value on the possibility that our partner will understand us without us having to say anything. Romanticism believed that choosing a partner should be based solely on emotions rather than practical concerns. You know you're in love because you feel a distinct sensation. But Romanticism has a strong disdain for practical realities and money. It feels cold or, as we say, unromantic to say that you know you're with the right person because you have a sound financial fit or because you value things like bathroom etiquette or timeliness. True love, according to Romanticism, is akin to accepting everything about someone. The notion that one's partner or oneself may need to change is interpreted as a sign that the relationship is in trouble. "You'll have to change" has become a last-ditch threat. This love template, a historical invention, it's a stunningly beautiful and frequently enjoyable one. However, we can state unequivocally that Romanticism has been a tragedy for relationships. It is a spiritual and intellectual movement that has had a devastating effect on ordinary people's ability to live successful and effective emotional lives. The redemption of love lies in conquering a series of Romanticism's errors. These are some of the Romanticism myths. That we meet someone with incredible inner and outer beauty and immediately feel a special attraction to them, and vice versa. We should have highly satisfying sex not just at the start, but all the time. We should never be drawn to someone else. We should intuitively understand one another. We don't need a love education. We might need to train to be a pilot or a brain surgeon, but not to be a lover. We'll figure it out as we go by following our instincts. We should keep no secrets and spend as much time as possible together. Work will not stand in the way. We should raise a family without losing our sexual or emotional fervor. Our significant other has to be our soulmate, best friend, co-parent, accountant, driver, household manager, and spiritual guide in our relationship. We're questioning the assumptions of the romantic view of love, not to eliminate it, but to save it. We need to develop a post-romantic theory of couples because in order for a relationship to last, we must be disloyal to the romantic emotions that drew us into it in the first place. We need to replace the romantic framework with a more psychologically mature version of love that encourages a variety of unfamiliar but hopefully effective attitudes in us. For example, it is understandable that love and sex do not always belong together. That talking about money early on in a serious way is not a breach of trust or a betrayal of love. Recognizing our flaws as well as those of our partner is extremely beneficial to a couple because it boosts the level of tolerance and generosity and circulation. That we will never find everything in one person, nor will they find everything in us. Not because of some defect, but simply because that is how human nature is. That we must make things right, and often, instead of phony attempts to understand one another. That intuition will not get us anywhere, and that debating whether used bathroom towels should be hung up or left on the floor until you need to use it again is neither inconsequential nor unimportant. Laundry and time management issues have a special dignity to them. All these attitudes and many more are indicative of a new, more optimistic, post-romantic future for love. Thanks for watching. If you like our stuff, subscribe for more motivational content. See you in the next video of The Generous.